after I had that month, I had to call my mom that I had a child. She was angry. She said a lot of things. Oh yeah, who is the person? I told her. She was like, he has a wife now, that she should call somebody. Then she got talking to him. He said, no, he doesn't have a wife. He's no longer with the wife, blah, blah, blah. No. It was during the pregnancy, when my pregnancy was like 6 months. I got to know one girl, Folashade, on Facebook. She was wearing Folashade Teriba. So I messaged him. I'm a short-tempered person. So I messaged him. I got angry. Shebi, you said this girl you do, you're not dating her. You said she's your ex, blah blah blah. He was like, he doesn't know why she went to go and had the name. Is she crazy? Blah 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 blah. I don't know. He sent my own messages to my mom, which my mom came home and she was like, why are you always sending bad messages to this guy? He said he doesn't have a wife. Will you kill him for what he said is not? I was like, okay, what of this girl that is now bearing his name on Facebook? My second child was 3 months. Just lover now brother Folashade that was being Teriba on Facebook, that she has another baby for Lanre. That first child was 6 years. It was because I don't look at blog. I don't even follow bloggers. It was my friends that were munching it and send it to me that the person you said is not married. What's happening now? Natasha, explain. And I sent it to him like, what kind of a woman be like? What is all this nonsense? But you sent this and that and that. He kept quiet. He didn't say anything. Later, he now begged me. I was like, see, this is not about begging now. Okay, how many people do you have kids with? Who is your wife? Those people that we left their house came to remove lights, remove water, remove everything because that house was due and the matter was in court and all. So he now lodged us. We're staying at Ikeja. He said we should stay at Ikeja and all. The first day I was at that hotel. It was Diamond's birthday, January 23rd. He now gave us 10K to buy pizza and all that, since there's nobody to share cake and do anything with. I went to buy pizza. On my way coming, I saw Lanre and a girl in a car. He just drove past him. It got to a point, I just got tired. He came one day, he insisted there's one school, the video is on my Facebook. He said he wants to take them there. I was like, I don't understand. Take them to that school that those kids speak Yoruba, that those kids are not even organized. It's just like a room. He said, for now, I said there's nothing like for now in a child's education. If you want to give the child quality education, give him. I didn't go to that kind of school myself. He went to public school. I was like, that is you, and that was your days. You can't compare your days with now. We fought about that. I left him. So when I got tired, it was like, if I know that I can't just cope with what he's saying, I should drop the children and go.
It's another very wonderful, lovely day today in the city of Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa, as we meet a very, very unique, lovely, adorable lady. She's a very wonderful person. She's in the middle of a crisis. We cannot call it a crisis, but maybe we could call it a challenge. And she's spearheading a new campaign, especially for mothers and women who are embattled in marriages and who have been taken down in their own space, matrimonial spaces. Well, in the last 2 weeks, we've had the story of a Nigerian musician, an evangelist for that matter, and a gospel musician, one Mr. Lanre Teriba, also known as Atorise. When the story broke out in the Punch that he was not paying the school fees of his children that are born to him by a wonderful, beautiful lady, we thought it was a joke, but the story went viral and we decided to investigate further. And eventually we discovered that it was not just one woman, it was almost 2, 3, 4, and if not more. And because we don't want to sit on the fence, we decided to go extra mile. And we decided to reach out to the lady in the middle of the emotional crisis, in the person of this wonderful Lagos lady. She's Lagos born, though she's from the eastern part of Nigeria, but she is a total Nigerian, at least by her mood and by inclination. I am talking about Lagos big girl, Natasha George, the mother of Evangelist Lanre Teriba's 2 children, that is diamond and gold. This lady, fantastic, lovely, she's the MD CEO of D&G Empire, that's into fashion and lifestyle apparels. We thank God because when we called her, she was a bit reluctant, but after talking to people here and there, she decided and she agreed to speak with Asabi Africa TV, and we're very, very grateful for that. We are privileged to be in her ambience today to ask her how the whole thing started and why it degenerated to this level. You will remember that many, many weeks ago, the same Lanre Teriba in a video, in an interview on TVC, he came to say that he is a good father, that he's one of the best fathers in the world, and that he does take care of his children, that he spends good money on them, he takes them to school, good school. He used the language, good school, and he also said he's an abiyamo. But 2 weeks ago, when we saw the story in the Punch, that a woman came out to say he cannot pay the school fees of 2 young children. These 2 children are not even up to the age of 10. We thought it was a joke. And before we knew it, the story broke out in London on GIO TV. And I particularly agreed that it has to go that way because after that story, we also discovered that there are other ladies. There's another one, Kuforola, there are a lot of them. There's another one, it's called Wonuola in London. A lot of them like that he has put in family way. And the center of the topic is that why an evangelist of Jehovah God, why a gospel music artist, why an ambassador of Christ in this crisis. Today, we are going to be engaging this woman, Miss George, to tell us the whole story, and we are privileged to be with you. Miss Natasha, we are very happy, and first of all, we want to say sorry for all that happened in your life, and we believe that it's an opportunity for you to express yourself and to also give voice to a lot of women that are going through the same predicaments. First and foremost, who is Natasha George? We want to ask you, who is this lady?
Okay. My name is ABBA Natasha George. I graduated from PFT Film Institution. I'm a makeup artist and a fashionista also. I'm a mother to Diamond and Gold.
Diamond and Gold, is it boy and girl?
They are both boys.
Oh, they're both boys. That's lovely. Let's start. How did it all start? How did it happen? How did you meet Lanre Teriba? And are you his first wife, second wife, or third wife? And what was it all about when you met?
I met him years back at a mall.
At a mall?
At a mall, yes. It was my friend's dinner party, so I think he came there with his friends. So I was in that gathering, and a man came to me and said he wanted to see me, and I was like, how can a man like you send you rather to come and meet me for my number? Why can't he come by himself? I didn't even know who was involved. Then me and my friend made just at the man, and he left. So when we went to somewhere to snapping paparazzi and all, he came by himself. Which one of my friend was there when Lanre came to collect my number? Yes, Ngozi, that's her name, Ngozi. So he said, can you take my picture? I said, fine, no problem. Then he said, he's an entertainer and can he know me? I said, I'm a makeup artist and this is it. He said, okay, no problem. Can he have my number because he can give me job? I was like, no problem. Then we shared contact. I was in a relationship then. So when I got back, I told my boyfriend that this is the person I met and he wanted to.
Oh, you are actually in a relationship at that time?
Yes, I was in a relationship.
That's good.
Then he said he doesn't want me to work with anybody, that I should stay. And I said, fine. So after me and the guy broke up and all, you know, so many things happened, which I don't want to go into details. So
the guy you were dating, was he Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa?
Was Yoruba and a conk Muslim. So his family went against my religion.
Okay, because of the religious difference.
So Lanre kept disturbing me for like a year, 6 months. Then later, one of my friends, Bimbo, she was like, I should give him a try. That is more mature than the young guy I was dating that still went up, fucking up. That I should just try somebody more matured. Then me and Bimbo went to his office at Stone Street to see him, and we had a date and we got talking. He sounded responsible, he sounded like a Christian, he was good and everything. He listened to my story. I told him my past story and what happened between me and my ex. He said he felt bad for me and it's not like that, that he got kids. He had 3 daughters and he's no more with their mother, so he wants a fresh start. That's why he has been disturbing me. I was like, okay, no problem. So we got dating. So when we started dating, he asked me what I wanted to do. I said I would like to have a studio on my own, so I'll be working. He said, okay, that I should look for the shop that is going to support me. So when one of my friends, Dolako, saw the shop, because she was living with me then at Ikorodu, she was like, she saw a shop and we went to make inquiry and the lady told us what it was. And I was like, okay. And I told him, he said, no problem, that he's going to send, he will support me with 100K, but he will send it twice because he can't send the money for. I was like, okay. And then my ex was very okay. So I had a lot of goods and all. So I sold one of my goods, then I paid for the rent. So later he gave me the 100K, then I fixed everything up by myself with his own support too. So a few weeks before my opening, I met this lady too, one of my uncle on street then, Yetunde. She was so loving. She was my first project, she and her children, that she even gave me projects for hair and makeup and all that. She was so good to me. I involved Lanre. Then anywhere she lodged, I lodged with her. He comes there too. So then she was like, she likes me, that I have potential. That can I follow her to America? I was like, let me ask him first. She said, no problem, that she wants to open a spa there, so at least I'll be able to, and a makeup studio, to work there and all, since I'm good at what I'm doing. Then she said I should bring my passport. So the day I bought my passport, he came to the hotel and I explained to him. He said, no, I can't follow her. She's a single mother and blah, blah, this and that. You know, men and the way they criticize stuff. That I shouldn't worry. Any time he's traveling, it's going to slot me in. So I'll even go to America permanently. And if I want to start having children, we'll have it there. I was like, fine, no problem. So he collected my passport that day and
he said he's going to slot you in for
when
his
he's
trip.
Traveling, when he has tours and all.
Okay. By that time, you have already known him that he's a famous musician. How did you discover that he was a famous gospel musician? Or were you still knowing him?
It was on our first date I knew. When my friend Bimbo was like, she know him very well. His name is, because she said his name is Lanre Teriba, Atorise and all that. Because when he introduced himself, then it was BBM days. He was being Lanre T then.
Okay, Lanre T.
Lanre T, that was his BBM name then.
Okay.
So that's when I knew, and she sang his slow. And I remember those songs. I knew those songs when I was small.
Okay.
So that's when I knew it was popular and all. So after then, sometimes he invites me to his shows. We go to his shows and all that. So it got to a point, people were like, are you sure about this guy? Are you sure about this guy? I kept on questioning, are you sure you're no longer with your first wife in London? He said no, he was swearing so much with his first kid.
He was swearing with his kid.
Yes, he was
swearing that alone.
that he was no longer with them.
No, how did you ask him? How were you able to, how did this stress to you that he's no longer with them? Is it that you asked him casually or you asked him maybe on bed? Where did you ask him?
I asked him casually. I do ask him very well because
you asked him continuously.
People were so curious about him.
And you were serious about him. You wanted to marry him.
Yes, and we were both serious.
You fell in love at that time. Okay.
So, and he was always saying that he's no longer with her and all that. Even my sister said some things. I asked him. He said no. There was a time one of my friends that I've done makeup for her, so I've known her a long time. I don't want to mention her name because I don't want to get her involved. She told me about him, that he liked girls, blah, blah, blah. No, I went to meet him and told him, I mentioned her name to him. He went angry. He was like, he just started cursing her and all that. And even then, the lady I learned gaily from at Ikoudidem, Viola Cosmetics, she was aware of this matter because I went to go meet her at a shop that, look at what another person is saying about him. Then she was like, call him now. He was swaying. He even asked for her number. That's what made me and that girl stop talking. He asked for her number, he insulted her, he said a lot of things, that she's always lying. That's the way she lied when he was in one relationship, that the relationship got ruined, that why will he be lying at his age, blah, blah, blah. And I left the matter. So he was the one that converted me to white garments. I do go to train before. I'm a trainer.
Okay, that is Bishop Michael Uncle.
Yes.
That's a great man.
Yes, my adopted mom is the PA to Bishop Peace Okonkwo.
Oh, that's the wife of Bishop Michael Okonkwo.
Yes, this is Abiola. So then he converted me. Then I didn't tell her anything because I was very scared of that, my mom. I didn't tell her anything about him. So we're dating, and when I started going to white garments and I was lying to my mom because of the distance from Ikodu, because I used to stay in Ketu before.
Okay.
That's why I can't come to church again. So I was going to white garments, and one day I went for this Woli, because they said I'm a Woli that I should come in for a Woli. So I now went there one day and they were like, I'm pregnant too. And
okay, they gave you message.
They gave me message, yes, that I was pregnant, that if I do anything legal or marriage with that person, that the child won't come. I was like, I didn't understand.
That if you do anything illegal,
like marriage or anything
with that person,
that child won't come. I don't know what that.
Okay.
I told people, they were like, I should wait till I have when I have my kids, we can do it. And no, I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Now I understand.
Okay, that's good.
So I told him. He said no problem. So I couldn't involve my mom because she's going to insist on marriage and all. So
yes,
my pregnancy
wanted to do protocol.
Yes, my pregnancy was coded without her knowledge, with my sister and all. So I kept on asking him when I was pregnant, because my friend was like, you're pregnant for somebody that has a wife. And before then, when I was always asking him those questions, he took me to his house at Haja. That look at his house. That was when the relationship was like 2 months or so. It was up to 2 months. Look at my house. There's no lady there. He has a house in Haja.
Okay, Naja. Which side of Haja? Okay.
Farm villa.
Farm villa. Okay.
Look at my house.
Is it a big house or
is a moderate house, a bungalow. Now look at my house. There's no woman portrait there. There's no.
You didn't see any picture of a woman.
Nobody's clothes.
Not
there.
Even pints or bra or something. You checked everywhere.
No, it's just guys that are staying there, that are monitoring the house for him. So I was like, it's not possible for someone to be married and the wife wouldn't have any access in the house, no portrait and all. And again, he doesn't wish the lady happy birthday, so it's not possible for you to be married and on her birthday, at least you have he wish those girls happy birthday. He has never for once wished the lady happy birthday. So I was like, it might be possible they are no more together. So I had Diamond. So after I had my Diamond, I had to call my mom that I had a child. She was angry. She said a lot of things. Oh yeah, who is the person? I told her. She was like, he has a wife now, that she should call somebody. Then she got talking to him. He said, no, he doesn't have a wife. He's no longer with the wife, blah, 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 and all.
Oh, your mom got pissed off. She was angry when she learned she had it. So that means you have to even hide the information because of your love for him. And because of the message you had.
Because if I had told my mom, she would have insisted with.
And the message, let me have said that you have to have a child first before
doing anything.
Yeah.
So she investigated him. He told her he doesn't have. She was confused too with all what he said. Then we all left him. We're together. I had my child. Then God was not to 2 months. It was like I should have another child. I had my mom, but I should have my dad. I had my dad, I should give birth to my mom. I was like, I told
that's
my
the
mom,
toasting strategy. That since the people buy a calendar,
I should give birth to my mom since I'm an orphan. So and I said, okay. So I took him.
Oh, your mom has passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about your adopted mom that heard about the story.
Yes,
okay, your real mom, real dad that passed away. Okay.
Yes. So I told him, and he was so happy about the second pregnancy. It was during the pregnancy, when my pregnancy was like 6 months, I got to know one girl, Folashade, on Facebook. She was wearing Folashade Teriba. So I messaged him. I'm a short-tempered person. So I messaged him. I got angry. Shebi, you said this girl you're not dating her. You said she's your ex, blah blah blah. He was like, he doesn't know why she went to go and had the name. Is she crazy? Blah 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 blah. I don't know. He sent my own messages to my mom, which my mom came home and she was like, why are you always sending bad messages to this guy? He said he doesn't have a wife. Will you kill him for what he said is not? I was like, okay, what of this girl that is now bearing his name on Facebook? He came, him and my mom were talking. I was there, and I was the one in the middle. He still lied about that girl.
Telling your adopted mother that
this that me, I just like trouble. Then where's the matter? It was then my mom now. So there was a time I just sat my mom down that me, I'm tired. I'm tired of everything. This one, that one. She was not like, should we lie about the child? I was like, the child is already 6 months. How will I about the child that is 6 months?
There's another child that needs a brother.
So she was like, I should leave the child though. Later she heard something, she called me, blah blah blah. Now when I told Lanre made sure me and that my adopted mom, we fought during that period before I had that second child. We fought, we stopped talking. Then I had my second child. My second child was 3 months. Just lover now brother Folashade that was being Teriba on Facebook that she has another baby for Lanre. That first child was 6 years. It was because I don't look at blog, I don't even follow bloggers. It was my friends that were munching it and send it to me that the person you said is not married. What's happening now? Natasha explained. And I sent it to him like, what kind of a woman be like? What is all this nonsense? But you sent this and that and that. He kept quiet. He didn't say anything. Later, he now begged me. I was like, see, this is not about begging now. Okay, how many people do you have kids with? Who is your wife? How many people are you with? I really want to know.
Who is the original? Who is the fake? Who is the photocopy? And who is the original?
He now said he's still with his first wife. He lied because he wanted me to be with him. And I told him, I told you about my ex. Even when I left my ex, I was pregnant, which I had to abort the child because I didn't want to be in a polygamous home. And I told you about it, and you said you won't do such thing. So why will you force me? I said it's because you love me. I said that's not love, that's selfishness. You can't put me in the line I don't want to be. She begged me, and I forgive him since my baby was still even small. I left him. I even stripped solo talking to that Folashade girl.
You stripped solo to speak to her?
Yeah, I asked her. No, I collected her number on Instagram, and we got talking. She snitched me at the end of the day, but I left her. We got to see. I saw Folashade once. So then when I saw Folashade, we had accommodation problem at Ikorodu. So he was always like, we should have a house out of Ikorodu that it was not easy for him to be coming home. So we had to stay in his house at Aja for a while. So I think while we were talking to Shade, she found out I was living there. So she was now fighting with him that why will I be staying there? Because she stays in Ikeja and his office too is at Ikeja. I got to know, he told me not to talk to her, look at the end result, that blah blah blah. I was like, me, I don't even want to stay in Aja. You don't come to Aja to either. It's just the guys there that are just here. So, and I spend much because the people there are much. If you give me money for food, I'll cook for everybody. He said I should cook for just me. I said it's not possible to cook for only myself. I have to cook for everybody around me. Then, because of that Shade then, she was fighting him. He now said we should leave. I said the only thing that will make me leave Aja is when you give me money for another rent. Then we fought that one and all. He gave me money for another rent. Then I left the house. We started looking for a house. We went back to Ikorodu first. Those people that we left their house came to remove lights, remove water, remove everything because that house was due and the matter was in court and all. So he now lodged us. We're staying at Ikeja. He said we should stay at Ikeja and all. The first day I was at that hotel. It was Diamond's birthday, January 23rd. He now gave us 10K to buy pizza and all that, since there's nobody to share cake and do anything with. I went to buy pizza. On my way coming, I saw Lanre and a girl in a car. He just drove past him.
You saw Lanre and a girl in a car on the day of the birthday of your child that you're supposed to be with the child, and you?
He drove past. I was calling him, he didn't pick up. Later, he now called. He said there's a lady that they went to. He just lied. I didn't say anything because I was tired of.
How was the lady looking? Like yellow, like you, or black, or ebony?
She was chocolate skin.
Chocolate skin. Chubby. In the car, just drove past.
In the car, they were together. And I left him. He started later. I just left him. The next day, he got me a dress and a earring that I should go and look for the house. I just time because I was just tired of
all the lies.
We shall move to one house. We now saw a house that we had been, because he insisted we should stay at Ikeja and Okpebi Allen. So I now told him, instead of this, it's just day one in this hotel. I saw you and a girl. Is it not better for us to stay at Ogudu that I insisted? So he now said, okay, that since we have seen one house that is a street, but the street is a crowded street, that okay, do I want that? I said, for now, at least I should just leave this vicinity. Then he paid for the house. We moved into Ogudu. We were there together. I was like, okay, fine, we've moved in. Diamond was 2. We've moved in. Can Diamond start school now? Because then we don't go out. It's just me, Diamond, when I had a maid and the baby. So he was like, he doesn't have money, that he just rented an apartment for. I was like, it's 2 different important things. You should know this child will start school now. You insisted he start school 2 years, so in school he should insulted me, and he's very, very aggressive. He's called me names. I just left him. So during COVID, so there was no point again. After COVID, kids started going to school, even the ones that don't even have money.
Yeah.
I was like, see now, look at these people that they are nothing in the area. Their kids have started going to school. Diamond is left back. He doesn't care about what people say. He doesn't have money, blah, 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 blah. Then I left him. So he got to a point, I just got tired. He came one day, he insisted there's one school, the video is on my Facebook. He said he wants to take them there. I was like, I don't understand. Take them to that school. There are those kids speak Yoruba. That those kids are not even organized. It's just like a room. He said, for now, I said, there's nothing like for now in a child's education. If you want to give the child quality education, give him. I didn't go to that kind of school myself. He went to public school. I was like, that is you, and that was your days. You can't compare your days with now. We fought about that. I left him. So when I got tired, it was like, if I know that I can't just cope with what he's saying, I should drop the children and go. I was like, why will I drop my children? Yes.
No, she didn't drop it with him or with his band boys?
With his auntie. The auntie called me, yes.
I was saying with the band boys.
No, with his auntie at Ishara Remo. I was like, so you want to collect these children and they will now go back to your village? Like, are you for real now? So the auntie now called me, Lamini, Olofe Formole, Money me Formole, one bomolo with it. No, for Montemile, Money Coco on law school, on law school in Machenja. So me only bomomile for anybody. Because she bon on lo shade lo si ìlú àti àwọn Lámìdé tó wà ní London. Ó ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ mi ló ń gbé lọ sí abúlé lọ́hùn. The lady now say, sùúrù ṣàlẹ̀ máa ní nǹkan tó sọ fẹ́mi lèmi sọ. Then she hanged up.
That is senior sister.
I don't know who she is. I've not met her before. So I spoke with some people around him. They were like, see, Lanre, just take him to welfare. Since you two are tired. There was a time that I could not even voice out. I was drinking because my friends, I was like,
you were like depressed.
Object of shame in the streets. Everywhere I go to them, like, look at him, look at her rather, with the Atorise everything. I'll carry back to church with my kids and all that. So people insult me too much. So I got tired. I started drinking.
They humiliated you?
Too much. I started drinking.
They made you an object of ridicule.
I started drinking till I was diagnosed diabetes. So when I was diagnosed diabetes, the doctor told me not to think. He was there too, that I should stop thinking anything that is partaking thinking. I shouldn't think. Then he kept on hurting me. He kept on different girlfriend. There was a girl on Instagram being Becky T, his girlfriend. She was doing stunts. She would go to his house. She would snap on his bed. She would post it on her Instagram. So many disgusting things. I was saying to him, Lanre, this is your bed in your office now. What is this?
Oh, he has a bed inside his office?
He has a bed in his office.
A special bed?
It's like an apartment, so that's where he claims he stays.
So the girl will now be posting.
She will post it and she will post it on her Instagram.
They're hurting your own emotion.
So I was not like, what was it? Sometimes she will go to shows. When I started having kids, I couldn't go to shows again. He said I should take care of children. I looked at him, I didn't say anything. So now I said there was a time I just told him, Lanre, I'm fed up. At this point, I can't take it again. And before then, my shepherd, I used to go, there's this particular shepherd, I knew him before I knew Lanre. And later I knew Lanre. She's always, interceding. And he got tired himself because when I told him that common fridge and wardrobe I don't have. When I asked
in your house?
I don't have in my house.
How many bedrooms was that?
A room and parlor.
A room and mini safe. Can you
when I told Lanre,
and no
Lanre
fridge.
Said, I don't have fridge.
I mean, the smallest fridge the other day, fridge of just 100,000, 200,000.
And the one that was even there in my house at Ikorodu, that was everything I had before I met Lanre. I took to that house, even couch. He didn't buy anything than to pay for rent. So, and now I was not begging him for fridge when we lived so good. Later he started calling me a gold digger.
I am a polygamy. Somebody go follow me. And when they go to my party, I quit him. And I quit him. You might be carried. If it's not the force of money, so much or to pay the friend. To go up on the toast of business. In that toast, you will be so quick when you're without the baby. So they go through it. So they will be buying that by what you Madam, come on, please. So I don't have a right for me to have a wardrobe. Don't pay me gold digger. If you are a gold digger, I will repeat it. I'm not a gold digger. Madam,
I don't know why people try to fake life. I don't fake life. I'm too real to be fake.
Okay. When I asked for my passport, he will call me names.
Your own traveling documents.
The funny part is that what is so amazing is that I was like, when Lanre, my own fight now and anger is that when Lanre knew that he has so much drama with him and he knew I'm an orphan, he knew what I went through, he knew I lived in an orphanage home, he knew how I suffered, I told him everything, I didn't hide anything for him. He still now dragged me into it. I still had the opportunity to go to America without my client. He still declined me. After my second child, this lady came back. She saw the stuff on blog and all that. See, let's travel, this and that. Lanre, that's when Lanre went to go and throw the passport away finally. He said he doesn't know where it is.
Your traveling documents?
Yes, he said he doesn't know where it is.
How did he get to his hand?
That was when he collected it then, when that lady wanted to take me out. He said he doesn't know where it is. I was like, well, please now, she's not staying long. He now made sure me and that lady fought. I don't know what he told her. Me and that lady stopped talking.
How did he do that one again?
There was a time me and the lady wanted to go for Ovation. This Esther Ajayi's Christmas carol.
Okay, Ovation
so he told me not to go. I was like, I'm going with my boss. He said, no, that anything that I want to do with Yetunde, I should be doing it on my phone. I should be an admin. I said, when it's not that she's at abroad. She's in Nigeria. She's lodged at 4 Points. You are telling me to be at home and I'll be collecting 120,000 every month. How will she give me such a money?
It's not possible.
He now said this and that I shouldn't go. He was fighting with me. He did not allow me to go to that Ovation stuff. Yetunde was there. So that's when he started telling Yetunde stuff and exchange number with Yetunde. And after the exchange number, she told me everything he told her. That's how me and that lady just started fighting for no reason.
No, the lady revealed to you that this is what Lanre Teriba told me about you, that I should not take you to America, I should not help you. Then eventually, how did you now start fighting with the lady? Did you suspect any esoteric pressure or what?
No, when she told me what Lanre told her, that she said a lot, I don't want to mention stuff. Then she said that I shouldn't worry, she's going to help me. Then I now begged her that since Lanre can say all these things to her, that she should please, can she give me assist me with few money so I'll rent an apartment. So I'll just leave him. Then probably my sister will be there. I'll look for somebody that will be taking care of those children that are my family. Then I'll follow her. She said yes. Later, because I was supposed to do t-shirts for her, a customized t-shirt for me and her team. She gave me 32,500 for that t-shirt. So when that crisis happened and Lanre was doing his own that I should leave her job because of Folashade disturbing him and fighting him. So she now called me that, what about her shed? I said, now you know my state now. I'm looking for house and the pressure of Lanre is, all what Lanre is putting on me now. And you know I have a baby that I don't have much now, that even the money I've spent it, that she shouldn't worry that I will get back to her. She just flared up. And after that, what of the money she said she would give me for the house? She just said, hell no, she doesn't have any money to give me. She just flared up and she started saying things. We argued and that was it. So when I now told Lanre, he said that he doesn't know this and that, blah, blah, blah. The next thing, Lanre brought my makeup box to me and my clothes in our hotel. I was like, how did you get all this stuff? He said she brought it to our office. I was like, yeah, today we'll come to your office and drop makeup box. He said she dropped it. And I said, no problem. So that's how me and the lady.
Yesterday, that's your relationship broke up. This is a lady that appears to be your Olori, Abi.
Yes.
For a long time.
Yes, and he now gave her that 32,500 after when I was already making move on the t-shirt, of which I later did that t-shirt without Lanre's support self.
What kind of t-shirt?
It's a customized t-shirt, and then it was Hypnotic Spa and Bar. Wanted to advertise that. She already bought. In fact, Lanre killed that dream. She couldn't do it again after when I left the team. So I did the t-shirt. He now called me that, he messaged me that night that he has paid for the t-shirts. I was like, how dare you pay for t-shirts without telling me that you want to give my friend money without telling me? You are all to tell me before you take that step. Yes, besides, the t-shirt is ready. So why are you giving her money? Why is just like you pouring water into basket? How much is 32,000 to Yetunde? He said he doesn't know. He doesn't want his name to be dragged. I said, but for you to look for house for us, you are not looking for house. You don't want your name to be dragged with Yetunde. Does Yetunde even have time for your rubbish? He shall go angry. He said he doesn't want to say. He shall fought with me and left me and the children then before one of my pastors called him and solicited and everything went down. We rented the apartment. So when I got tired, December, I took him to the welfare.
This is last December?
Yeah, last December. I took him to the welfare. I took him to the welfare and they called him. He didn't pick their call. So I now messaged him. I've taken you to the welfare. Me, I'm tired of the relationship. Come there and sign for the needful so we know what you'll be doing on your children. He was surprised. I said, yes, I took you there. So he didn't come. They were giving him dates. He did not come. They gave me a letter to give him. He did not come and take it. So on the day that I went there, they gave him another date. He didn't come. I was there with the children. He didn't go. So later in the evening, he now came to the house with his senior brother, Mr. Teriba. The man really tried. He spoke to him. He was just nagging. The man said, you should calm down. How much is fridge? How much is wardrobe? That you should do the needful and all that. And even his PA, he was there to Lanre. The man shall begged him and all. The man said I should kneel down and beg him that we should not go to social welfare, that I should stay because of my children and all. I listened to the man. He settled it. January. The landlord was disturbing us for the new rent. He said he's going to pay that, but he should get to London first, that he will pay. I was like, no problem. He got to London. It took him like some months. He shall pay the rent. And I asked him, what of Diamond school fees? You know that boy didn't go to school throughout 2020. And he's 3 years old now. You know he cannot talk well because he doesn't mingle with anybody. He now said, that for now he doesn't even have money. He just paid for the rent. I was like, this is the same thing you said 2020. You are saying the same. So this child will not go to school because you are going to be paying rent. He did not answer me. He fought with me.
You can't be talking.
He fought with me. He called me different name and all. So I had to beg my friends. I begged a lot of my friends. There's one particular friend of mine that she's very, very caring to me. She gave me 100,000. I should go and register them, then I'll be putting pressure on him. So I registered in, I think, January ending. I kept that money in school. So I was still asking. So there was a time and I told him, this one you didn't want to pay school fees. Should I involve my family? He said if I don't involve my family, that I'm a bastard. That he did not go to private school. He went to public school. Me, I think I've married a rich guy. That's why I insist my child will not go to that school he took. I was like, why will my child go to that kind of school?
Okay, that school is a kind of elementary roadside school.
There's a way the school is, and the children are not well organized. They will be outside, as in the teachers are not. It's not just right.
And the money, I saw the money you are talking to him to pay. I think between 40,000, 50,000. Sorry. So then I now sent my son picture that I sent him to school, and since he said he's not going to pay rent too, that God will provide for me, I'll pay the rent. And now called, he was crying, he was begging that for me to take that step, I'm a good person, that I should please, he will pay the money, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't have money and all. I still pitied him. Only for Lanre to come back from London. And the next thing, he bought a Lexus. A Lexus Jeep?
Yes. And he was still even telling me he bought it 35 million. That he now said it was his friend that gave him. I was like, this is your friend you're talking about. It's a car dealer, fine. He doesn't even ride this car. He doesn't ride that kind of car that you said he gave to you. I didn't say anything. And all the cars he has been driving, because I used to ask him that, give us more car for 2 children, carrying bike up and down, using taxify. He said he will buy car. So anytime he buys car, he whether lie on his godmother or he should lie on his friends.
Who is that godmother?
Mrs. Esther Jai.
Okay, Esther Jai, the same Esther Jai is his godmother.
Yes.
That she's the one that bought the Lexus for him.
No. The one he bought like 2 years back, Benz.
Okay,
Said she was the one that bought.
That she's okay.
Bought for him.
I think Esther Jai has been blessing a lot of people. Anyway, he has blessed. Is it Mega 99? She blessed too. And so okay, good.
So he was not like his friend. So I was now surprised. When he now came out, after he didn't still pay for the child, the 100K we were owing.
He didn't pay, just come 100,000.
He did not pay. So the new term that they were in then, he now went to the school. Out of 58,000, he paid 25, and that was the first time he went to that school.
No, wait. Somebody that bought Lexus G of 35 million naira now went to school. Out of 58,000,
he paid 25.
He paid 25, and this guy just bought Lexus G of 35 million naira. Okay, you can continue, man.
So he paid. The woman called me that she don't collect money. I was like, she should accept it, because for the first time you're even seeing him since January that this boy has started school. So accept the money. So then he just started doing different kind of stuff.
So you are talking about the school that this is a man that just bought a Jeep Lexus of 35 million. So out of 58,000 was only able to pay 25. So he now said the teachers should appreciate for seeing him, that you've not been seeing him for long. So what
Since
next after?
Being in that school since the boy was enrolled there. So after then he kept on doing so many things, and I couldn't just take it anymore. Then I went back to the social welfare that I want them to call him this time and he must have to appear. So I kept on disturbing him, and that was after his birthday in May. So we went there, then he came, he honored them May 25. What made all these things go viral was because when he got there, it was like and initially when I took him to the welfare, when he didn't go there, his brother came and tried to, his brother came to intervene. It was like the only thing that social welfare can do is that they will tell him to be paying money for the kids and the rent, then the only thing he will just do is that he's going to take us to Ikorodu and rent 1 room for us there. Then any money he has, he will just tell them that he's a musician, he works on merit, so he doesn't have much. I just smiled, I didn't say anything because I know he's ignorant. I've been in an orphanage home, so I know the protocol of all this law stuff and all. They will assess him now. They will assess his work, they will assess where he's living, they will assess the cars he has, they will assess things that he has. So I didn't say anything. So when he now honored their invitation, he got there. I said everything. I didn't even go to full details. I just said I was tired of the relationship, so I just want him to start being responsible
for his bills.
Because he has not been doing it when we're together. So it will be probably if me I'm off it, he'll be able to focus on the children. The next thing Lanre would say, he told me he was legally married. He said it in front of me. He lied in front of me.
That he told you that was legally married when you started with him?
When I started with him.
3-4 years ago?
No, 7 years back.
7 years back.
He said he told me he was married. And he said that because he's a pastor, he doesn't support abortion. That's why we gave birth to Diamond. The lady said, what of the second one? He couldn't say anything. I was looking at him. The lady and I said, okay, the thing is that you'll be giving them 20,000 every month. The lady that for 2 children that are still using that, the second one is still using Pampers and eating cereals and all that, the bill is going to be crazy. And then I didn't even have a shop. I was still at home. They now begged him to 50K. The woman had to beg him seriously before he now signed for that 50K. He now said their education is taking them to public school.
Public school?
Public school, 3 years and 2 years to public school.
Those small children I just saw now.
So the lady was not like, but they are your future. He said, I'm really on your future. My future is your money. Oh my money, le momo to ma ṣe fún yín o. Even though you have a lot of children, le momo to ma ṣe fún yín. He didn't say anything. Was bragging, was lying in front of me. I felt so bad. So I told my friend. She now told me that, okay, she'll connect me to somebody. She now connected me to one of our friends in London. She now said, that one, I said she knows one blogger in London, TMS blog. That aunt is very good, Auntie Dorcas, that she will take it up, that I shouldn't worry, that will sit up. So I now spoke to that auntie. It was an admin that spoke to me. Later, the auntie collected, she gave me this lady's number and we started talking. The lady just did just one show. She didn't even mention my name. She just said one of his baby mama that have 2 kids and blah blah blah. She didn't go into details. That he should just piece. He should do the needful. Lanre sent that 100K that day.
He sent the 100K after that show. Are you sure?
I'm telling you.
Jesus, after
since January.
Since January to
that
May.
100K.
No, wait. January, February, March, April, May.
He sent it June. Yeah.
6 months after.
Yes.
After that show,
immediately that show ended, he sent the 100,000. So I now sent the money to my friend. My friend was not like, who sent it? I said, Lanre. He said he has the money. He's just being wicked to you. So for him to just, the show that they didn't even go to any details, he sent the money immediately. I didn't say anything. He now messaged me, I want you to take the matter off social media because of the kids. I said, okay, that will you add that, please, the 50K is too small. You know I don't work. That can you add 20K to the 50K? It should be 70K. I go and look for work. You can't force me to. You're a mother. Well, I said, but every opportunity I saw to work there, you declined it.
And you derailed it.
You spoiled everything for me. If you had allowed me to travel, then I won't be even asking you for money. Your money will be useless to me by now. He called me different name. I was still even begging him. He called me different name.
He abused you.
He called
like
me
which
so
name,
many names. He called me bastard, fool, cursed child. He called me so many names. I didn't say anything.
This same woman that is slept with, that have seen your nakedness, enjoyed you with 2 children as products.
I didn't say anything. So there was a time, I don't know, because anytime something happened like that, but I don't know, that Mr. Soji now did show for the Wonola lady. So he now watched it and send it to me that look at what the anti-Dorcas this thing I went to as cost to. Now they now called Wonola, name this. I said, I'm not Wonola. And it's not today Wonola have been tagging you to
who is that Wonola?
She had kids for him.
The one they told about in London, the baby mama, that they say went to fight publicly somewhere, almost naked herself.
Yes. So he now said, look at it.
Talking about married men not wearing a ring on their finger, misleading young ladies. You see, he folded his hand. But just tell us, how has it been? It's been a while. We've been looking forward to this interview. Tell us about your career, what you're up to, what you're doing, and people just want to keep up with Atorise.
Can I trip in a word?
Yes.
There's no time I come on television that I don't talk about my career. Most especially how I started my musical journey. Is that what we are here to talk about again today?
No, we want you to take us through a journey.
We know the journey. We know the journey.
Not all of us know the journey.
Yeah.
And your viewers are across the world.
You're right.
So if you've spoken about your career on some platform, it's not.
Do you know what I always tell people?
Platform,
people that really care, to know about my journey of life, to go on my website, www.atorislanreteribamusic.com. As simple as that.
Let me shock you. One being here down.
Madam.
Wait. Yesterday when your profile was sent and I went online, because I don't know your music so well. I know you.
You know me, but you don't know my music.
Yes, I do. So I needed to have enough information. And the first thing that went up is, I said, Lanre Teriba says he's not a born-again Christian.
Anyway, okay.
If I now throw that question at you,
let me talk about that. You know, born again is not a day job. It's a continuous processing. I always let people understand that fact. You can't just wake up in a day and just come online or come on here and say, oh, I'm born again. It's a continuous processing. All I know, the news that all the Christians must note is accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior.
As a Christian, we make mistakes, and life happens, and you've had your own share of mistakes.
You haven't allowed me to answer her first.
Okay, please.
Can you hold on a second? Because I'm
You're building somewhere.
I'm a little bit ready for you guys today. Because I know it's good. So, what do you say you want to know about me?
I said there was a controversy. Most of the things that jumped up, you were not a born again, and you sing gospel.
Okay. If I want to be truthful and candid with you, I've never granted such interview. You know, like press in quotes in Nigeria.
Blogs.
Yeah, it's kind of somehow.
Yes.
When you don't speak, when you don't talk, most time, they just want you to talk.
Yes.
So it's either they bring up something negative about you so that you want to come out and defend it. And I don't defend anything. It's more for people to talk about me.
Okay, so allow me to ask you some questions. Because there's some juicy things we know of you.
Go ahead.
That we've heard about you.
You know or you heard?
We heard.
Thank you.
That's why I want you to come and clarify.
Let's get
because
straight.
we said that you've had different, you've made some mistakes in life where, you know, as a Christian, people don't expect you to be of a certain, to have like baby mamas, for example.
Okay.
So how do we reconcile that as being a Christian? Because that's against what we as Christians believe, where somebody makes those mistakes. So I want you to help me clarify. Was it a mistake or was it intentional?
Is it true?
Did it happen at all? Did you marry?
Thank you very much.
Clarify that thing.
Thank you very much. There's one fact that people need to get straight in life. Life is not all about activities, but productivities.
Okay.
My philosophy about life might be quite different from yours.
Okay.
The way I see life might be as well different from yours as well. So to me, every human being are meant to make mistakes in life. No one is perfect.
Okay.
You understand? So as long as you make a mistake and you realize your mistake, then you correct it and move forward about life. I don't really care about what people say about me. All I care about is I'm the best person that really know myself. Are you talking about my mouth or what I know? Listen, are you me? Hold on, sister. Listen, no, I just answered you. Did you actually understand?
What is the true part? Is it true?
The truth about what?
That do you have baby mamas? Do you have children from different women?
Can I say something?
You are not married?
Okay, I'm going to answer you sincerely. I don't like to talk about my personal life on here. Because what I want the public to know about me is my musical career, not my family. And that's one of the reasons why I don't showcase my wife or my children on the social media. And that reason is best known to me.
Okay.
So
why don't you wear your ring?
Listen, I haven't finished the question you asked me.
Sorry.
You guys actually... Listen. It's okay, it's fine. I'm about ready for you guys. But one thing I want you to know is... I've got my family, and what I want people to know about me is I have a family. Either it is one person that has children for me or several persons. It's none of anybody's business.
A lot of gospel artists have become commercial. They've gone commercial, singing music to
make
money and hail human beings. You know, like, if you're a gospel artist, what's your perspective? Should gospel artists only be worshiping God, or should a gospel artist now be saying, Moriah, baby, Eva, Mama, baby,
My sister.
Are you sure you're not going to be part of this?
No, hold on. If we don't go commercial, what do you expect us to do? In this our country? Let me tell you. If I come to your table today, that I need you to give me something, I do the same thing tomorrow and next tomorrow, you will be definitely tired of me. And the Bible says your gift will take you to the kings.
Hey.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, definitely we have to go commercial. We pay bills, my sister. We pay bills. And for me, gospel music is the only thing I do for a living. I've got family. I've got my children in school. I have to pay. I pay bills.
Right. Go ahead, Mariam.
Yeah, so someone is listening.
Are you one of my interviewers too?
Yes, I am.
I thought you were a guest in the building. Honestly.
Okay.
Let's go there.
Okay, I just want to know, I mean, just listening to you, you have a sort of different perspective on like most Nigerians, especially with this, your gospel music. So I have someone who is interested in gospel music, and they feel they have to be a part of the church to sing the word of God, and that unless you're ordained by God, you cannot sing gospel music. And now you're talking about commercializing. Is it no longer a calling? Is it now, given your own
naturally, we Nigerians, we are hypocrites by nature.
Okay.
I don't know why people try to fake life. I don't fake life. I'm too real to be fake.
Okay.
If you are going to sing, everybody, either you're a gospel artist or you are a, secular music. You are a secular artist. The most important thing is we are all working to make a living.
At the end of the day.
No matter what you do, most especially if you choose that particular kind of music for a living, trust me, you don't call it either a calling or not a calling. As long as you have a gift,
Yes.
it is ordained by God,
All right,
naturally.
we don't have a lot of time, so I want to bring all the questions inside quickly. Looking at you, you look good.
Thank you.
You know, you're engineering.
You have swag.
You have swag.
It's not,
You can see, you can see all the
Engineering,
Okay, you punch as well.
So we see that. So how do you guard yourself from all these admirers?
Fine
girls.
Anyway.
How do you protect yourself
What
and your
I
family?
can say about that is, it is normal.
Okay.
As long as you carry a unique glory on your head. Ogo. Women will definitely flaunt around you.
Okay.
But the most important thing is, you just have to be wise. The Bible said, let me say it in Yoruba. Bíbélì sọ pé ìbùkún fún ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ náà tó fi ọgbọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Torí pé ọmọ Ọlọ́run làwọn máa pè. Once you are wise to guide yourself with the kind of life you have, you choose to live.
There are some girls that have serious ogo, serious anointing, serious.
Girls.
I mean, some ladies.
And they have problem of men as well. Have you noticed most people that have special gifts always have marriage problem? Maybe that would be another topic for another day.
Let's talk about you as a family man. Would you just consider yourself a good husband, father? What are the kind of things you do with your children, with your wife? Tell us about you a bit.
I'm a father.
Abbiamo. So what do you do with your children? What are those things
I play with my children and make sure my children go to very good school.
How many kids you have?
I don't disclose. Like I said the other time.
That's not a secret
because I don't want. There's some things about me that I don't want it to be public.
Oh, okay.
It is me. That's
okay, sorry.
Let me read to you
your children.
Let me read to you what your fans are saying online.
Okay.
So Omolara Aeni says, Atorise now show more from time. So you should spare us all this, my private life.
My sister.
Hold on a minute. Too. So you see why you need to answer.
Okay.
Ogumola Emmanuel says, firstly, you're a gospel singer. Your morality is game for discussion by followers and fans. Your personal life is nobody's business, but please, just claim you're an entertainer. You know you're in a business.
Let me trip in a
you can model people.
What that person said. Listen. If that very person has been listening to my interview, I always say it anywhere I go to that. I'm a gospel entertainer. I'm a gospel entertainer.
That's a new
For me to take gospel music to clubs. I'm trying to, Yoruba will say, it's not necessary I sing like Ayewa or I sing like Tope Alabi. The calling of Elisha is different from the one of Elijah. Everybody has their own different calling.
Yeah.
My own, I'm a gospel entertainer.
Yeah.
I play in parties. Before, gospel artists don't sing in parties.
Yes.
But nowadays, when I started it, a lot of people are criticizing me. But nowadays, everybody are doing it.
Yes.
So if you have a vision in life, no matter how, some people will be a vision slower. It is you that will not allow them to slow your vision down for you. So whatever anybody is writing online, or my fans, what I'm selling to my fans is my music, not my family.
Okay, so now as being in that genre that you just called now, gospel entertainment, what inspires music in that space?
Are you trying to ask me what inspires me?
Yes, your music.
Okay.
And how do you
things I see around. Like we are all sitting down talking now. I've got like one or two things that I'm going to use to sing to compose by the time we finish.